Most new adjusters don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they make rookie mistakes that quietly get them blacklisted. Nobody tells them, nobody warns them, they just stop getting claims and eventually stop getting calls. Team managers and dispatchers truly do not have time to let you down easy and give you all the reasons why you've been kicked off the storm. They just move on to somebody else who can get the work done. So today I'm going to show you 3 rookie moves that absolutely kill your chances with firms and how to avoid them from day one, starting now. I'm Matt with Adjuster TV, and over the past 25 years I've worked well over 100 storms and helped thousands of new adjusters start and keep real careers. So let's walk through what never to do if you want to stay on a firm's first call list. Here's a real scenario, and every experienced adjuster watching knows someone who's done this, and they've probably certainly done it themselves. You tell the homeowner, "I'll give you a call tomorrow with your estimate totals," and you do call them 4 days later. "Hey, you were busy, you had a lot of other files to close, big pile of corrections landed in your lap, you certainly meant to follow up, but you just didn't." Here's what happens behind the scenes. That homeowner calls their agent or the carrier and they say that you ghosted them. They're going to be upset. And now your team manager is putting your name on a mental list. You said you'd call, you didn't. It's that simple, and it erodes trust very fast. We understand everybody gets busy. Firms understand that, but this career isn't about doing everything fast. It's about doing everything that you promised. So the key here is to set expectations that you know that you can beat. Don't say, "I'll call you tomorrow," if you're not absolutely certain that you can follow through on that. Instead say, "You'll hear from me by Friday," and then you call them Thursday or Wednesday. Lightly underpromise, confidently overdeliver. That's how professionals operate, and that's how firms are going to remember you. All right, this one's kind of a doozy. One of the most common pieces of terrible advice I see floating around on social media is that there's no such thing as too many photos. That is dead wrong, because what usually happens is this. A new adjuster, or even an experienced adjuster, goes out and takes 300 plus photos of the same general areas, multiple angles of the same wall, 10 shots of a cracked window, half a dozen blurry ceiling stains, and they upload all these photos, usually in a completely random order. What does that do? It basically buries the evidence. Now your file reviewer, your manager, QA, or later a carrier desk adjuster has to dig through hundreds of unnecessary photos just to find the one that they actually need. Here's what actually works. You need to scope properties in a structured and repeatable way every single time, inside and out. Stick to a pattern of taking photos that make sense. For example, overview of the area, like the right elevation. Next photo, overview of the damaged items, like 4 windows on that right elevation, right? Finally, close-up of the actual damage to the window on that right elevation. And absolutely use a crystal clear naming convention that lines up with your estimate. If you're replacing 2 casement windows on the right side, make those photos easy to find and easy to understand, okay? But is there a time when you should try to take more photos? Oh, absolutely. Take more photos when you don't find damage. That's when you need to build a solid case to support a no damage conclusion. Take just enough photos to tell the story of the claim and support your estimate. Not more, definitely not less, just what's needed to back up the estimate that you wrote. Okay, so if you're feeling like there's a lot to keep track of, you're right. But you don't have to figure it all out on your own. And that's why I created The Road to the Storm, which is a completely free, multi-part video course that walks you through every step of getting started in this industry the right way. It's helped thousands of adjusters go from confused to confident, and it's waiting for you at adjustertv.com/start or in the link in the description below. Okay, this next thing that can quietly kill your career is a doozy. If you ask literally any team manager what frustrates them the most, you won't have to wait long for an answer, and it's this: "I can't get my adjusters to call me back." That one problem, poor communication, can tank your entire deployment and ultimately your entire career. And it doesn't just affect how your manager sees you, it affects how QA reviewers see you. It affects how contractors see you, and it affects how homeowners talk about you, okay? And how firms decide whether or not to send you more claims. And listen, you might be crushing it on your inspections, you're closing files really fast, but if you're not responsive, none of that matters. Here's the reality. Everybody knows that you're busy. You're climbing roofs, you're navigating traffic, you're talking to policyholders, you're trying to keep your files on track. Nobody expects you to be glued to your phone, but they do expect you to close the loop. So when a manager leaves you a voicemail, you don't need to panic and drop everything. Just send them a quick text. Hey, I'm on a claim right now. I'll give you a ring when I get off this roof. That tiny bit of effort can save your reputation. Have a simple, repeatable plan to check and respond to messages a few times throughout the day. Not just calls, but texts and emails as well. And listen, when you do say, I'll call you back, set a timer, have Siri remind you, write it down, whatever it takes to actually follow through, because I promise you, it's easy to forget to return a call after you've finished your inspection, written up the estimate in the truck, and gone over everything with the insured, and then you're on to your next appointment. And maybe you're thinking about going to lunch, right? Being responsive doesn't mean being perfect. It means being dependable. And that's what keeps your name at the top of the list every time new claims come in. But there's still one thing that quietly ruins everything, and that's logistics. Poor travel planning, backtracking between claims and when you're inspecting houses, showing up to a house and being shocked at how big it is or how much damage there is, destroying your schedule for that day because you realize you'll be at this appointment a lot longer than expected. This is such a critical issue that I actually made an entire video walking you through how claims logistics wreck even experienced adjusters and how to bulletproof your system from the start. And you can watch that video right here. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great storm.